This might be the most divisive ending in movie history, but only because all audiences wanted him to win. We've seen the classic revenge films where the guy takes revenge on the antagonist who takes away his family. It ends in a massive shootout or a final fight scene where the guy either kills the main antagonist or maybe takes mercy on him and takes him to the authorities and does the right thing. Well, this movie says, screw all of that. This is the most devious and maniacal version of that story, pumped up on steroids. A man whose family, from the opening scene, is brutally murdered in front of him. His wife is sexually assaulted and then stabbed to death. His daughter is taken out behind the woodshed and brutally killed off screen. And then he's left to bleed out and watch. And then he has to live on through that pain and watch as the murderer who did it cuts a deal to get out of prison early and walks away free, living life. So the main character says, screw it. I'm not only going to take revenge on the guy who destroyed my family, I'm going to take revenge on the entire system. I'm going to punish the entire system. This is one of the most criminally underrated films of all time, but there's a reason why, and a good reason. It's because of this damn ending. The most divisive ending in film history that most fans have to skip when they watch this film. This film probably portrays the most badass character in film history, and I know I've been saying this a lot on my channel. I say things about Riddick and a bunch of other anti-heroes. In terms of all the human characters in film, this might be one of the most badass. Gerard Butler, for a long time, was my fan cast to be the Punisher, Frank Castle, okay? Before John Bernthal came into the fray, all right? If you have seen the movie Gamer with him, his character Cable, if you haven't seen that movie, you should. It's not the greatest movie of all time or anything like that, but Gerard Butler is the Punisher in this. And I knew it ever since I saw this DVD. I saw DVDs like this in the Walmart. Both of these, the Thomas Jane's Punisher and this in the same DVD set. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I watched the movie. I watched it after it came out, years after. And I said, this is like Frank Castle to me. Take his character from Gamer and Law Abiding Citizen. Put them together, you have the perfect Punisher and the perfect Punisher movie. Tell me I'm wrong about this. Okay? Tell me I'm wrong about that. This dude has the acting range to play him. He has the physique. He has everything you need. I truly believe this. I truly believe this, guys. And I know that Gerard Butler's a bit older now, but he's still a stud. Look at this guy. He could still do it. It's like an old man Logan style plot as Frank Castle. Okay? I know they can do it. But this movie is literally what happens if Frank Castle murders people from the prison cell. Okay? Now, is he an anti-hero? Hell no. This film has no qualms about telling you this guy is the villain of the story. He is the antagonist primarily. He might be an anti-hero to us who love him and root for him from the scene one, but the film has its label for him, okay? Now, like I said before, the reason why I think this character is so badass is he can kill you without being anywhere near you. He can kill you without looking at you. He is the ultimate tactical genius, okay? Now, he's underestimated throughout this movie, okay? Jamie Foxx laughs at him when he first sees him. They just think he's an average Joe whose family was murdered and he's depressed. That's it. But they don't know. They don't know what this guy is. Jamie Foxx is the smart lawyer who thinks he's smarter than him. He literally looks down on him in the confession room when he's like, I'm going to get a confession out of this guy in 2 seconds. But they don't know who they're dealing with. They don't know that they're dealing with the Punisher. That's what they don't know, okay? So, let me just tell you a glimpse of this guy's tactical genius. Darby, the guy, the scumbag who killed his family, Darby takes a gun, pulls the trigger. He gets injected in the hand with venom from a pufferfish. Like the contraption, the grip of the gun has a bunch of nails that come out when he clicks the trigger. Who the hell thinks of this shit? Okay? A pufferfish. He takes Darby to one of his warehouses, right? Because he's about to do... And by the way, every revenge film, how many times have we seen a revenge film where we really want the antagonist to suffer for what he's done, right? But it ends in him just getting killed with a gunshot or maybe beaten up, but he dies in a very quick way. We want him to really suffer, but we never really get the satisfaction. Not in this movie. So he takes him to the warehouse and pumps him up full of adrenaline. Okay? So Darby has to be awake through the entire suffering. Using a scalpel for his balls and a chainsaw for his limbs, he prepares to dismember him, and Darby's forced to look at his own reflection, and the final thing he sees is the picture of our main character Clyde's family. It's the ultimate punishment. And then he gets cut up to little pieces while he's awake having to witness it all. Even though his heartbeat's going up, he's hyped on so much adrenaline that he stays awake for most of the fucking slaughter. This is what I call a revenge movie, okay? So Clyde confesses because his mission is done, as so they think, right? He confesses and they take him, okay? They take him to prison, and then Jamie Foxx tries to get a confession out of him, and they think it's a slam dunk. It's done. We got this guy. Solved. This case is solved. No. Clyde has memorized every law known to man for the last 5 years. You see all the books that he has in his shelf that he's been prepping. He knows all the laws, so he knows how when a confession is actually elicited and when it's not. So he gives a bunch of false confessions. Okay. Meanwhile, the other guy that was responsible for helping kill his family, he has a death sentence, right? Because the Darby made a deal. He cut a deal to have this guy captured so he could go free. This guy gets a lethal injection. Only problem is it malfunctions. He gets injected with a worse substance, something that causes him the most pain imaginable before he dies. That's not supposed to happen. When you get a lethal injection, it's supposed to be a quick death. No, not for this guy. Somehow Clyde, the tactical G that he is, infiltrated this system and gave him a different injection. Meanwhile, Clyde is taken to court. He has no legal counsel defending him. You know what he does? He has memorized every fucking law, code, every precedent in the book. So he spouts a couple bullshit legal precedents, and he actually fucking impresses the judge. The judge is like, God damn, I believe this guy. I'm gonna set bail. And Jamie Foxx is like, God damn, please don't do this, judge. And the judge is like, no, bail is set. You know what Clyde does? Clyde laughs. Clyde laughs at her. He's like, bro, you were about to let me go? I might have killed 2 men. And you're about to let me go? I bet you take it up the ass, don't you, bitch? He says that to her. And she gets so mad. She gets so mad that she's like, all right, put him back in prison. Put him in, just to take him and get him out of my sight. He exposes the court for being a joke. Okay? Later, he kills her with her own phone. He's nowhere near her. She answers the phone, it blows up in her face. She dies brutally. One of the best deaths I've ever seen on screen. Right in front of Jamie Foxx. This dude is a god. Okay? So, he always tries to make deals. He's like, oh, you want to put me in prison? Okay, I have another confession to make. Nick, Jamie Foxx's character's name is Nick. I have another confession to make. So we're gonna cut a deal, just like Darby cut a deal with you. And by the way, Jamie Foxx only cares about getting his conviction rate. That's his character. His character is a selfish kind of asshole throughout the movie, right? So Gerard Butler's like, all right, let's cut a deal. I have killed someone else and buried them somewhere in the fucking desert somewhere. I'll tell you where it is. I'll confess to it all. But you have to get me a new bed, and you gotta make dinner for me. So they get a whole steak, pasta, beautiful luxury dinner ready for him, a new bed. All the prisoners are watching this happen. They're rioting. This dude's just making the whole entire legal system look like a fucking clown show. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love seeing someone grab the legal system by their balls because the legal system is so flawed, right? And while they go to find the dead body, the guy's dead. They don't know he's dead, but he's dead. So this other prisoner threatens Gerard Butler. He's like, listen, if you don't give me some of this food, I'm gonna beat your ass. So Gerard Butler's like, all right, come, let's eat some steak together, bro. And they're having camaraderie. They're making jokes. Gerard Butler's making jokes, calling him gay and stuff. And then when you expect, all right, this is a nice guy. Clyde, he's a charismatic dude. Clyde brutally shivs him in the neck while music is playing. Great soundtrack for this movie, by the way. Brutally shivs him in the neck. And this is one of the most badass shots in the film. He just sits back on the bed. He's playing this system like a fiddle. So guess what? He kills this dude and gets sent to solitary. Meanwhile, the guy who's just died, I think he's some politician or whatever. I don't know what he is. But they go to his funeral, and Clyde sends like a drone, like a robotic machine gun shooting drone that kills half the lawyers. So Nick's friends are being killed off. Meanwhile, Clyde is in solitary. Okay? Exactly where he wants to be. And Clyde says to them right now, I have a new deal, Nick. Here's the deal. Fuck confessions. You let me out of here. You let me walk away from prison free, like you did with Darby. And if you don't, everyone dies. That's it. Jamie Foxx is like, what the fuck? You're an idiot. I'm not letting you out of prison, you fool. Jamie Foxx that day says, all right, for everyone's safety, because Clyde could have people on the outside. We don't know how Clyde is killing all these people. So you're going to stay in the prison where we all can see each other and we're all helping each other. No one's going home because we don't know how, we can't control the outside, but we can control what happens here. Well, you're all idiots because Clyde has already thought of that. So he plants multiple car bombs on all their cars. Everyone blows up, including his fine-ass assistant. Okay? Nick's fine-ass assistant. And goddamn is this actress fine. That's the one thing, Clyde. Why do you gotta kill the hot girl? Okay? All of them get blown up. Jamie Foxx decides to beat the shit out of Clyde. Out of anger. Jamie Foxx has no idea what to do. And Clyde is telling him, bro, it's all your fault. This system is shit, and I'm taking it all down. They go and find one of the people that has worked with Clyde in the CIA and on special operations, a guy who knows of Clyde, and he tells them who they're dealing with. Like, Clyde knows how to kill everyone. He's that guy. This guy, you don't know who you're dealing with. He made a diplomat hang himself by creating some kind of Velcro constrictor around his own tie. Okay? He didn't have to... Clyde does not have to touch you to kill you. He can kill you from a different country. He's that guy. This is why Clyde is one of the most badass characters ever. So, the mayor, played by Viola Davis, says, we're locking the city down. Jamie Foxx is about to resign because he's like, I can't do anything now. I'm making things worse. I don't know what to do. I'm leaving. And she's like, no, you're staying and I'm making you DA. Meanwhile, we're locking this fucking city down because this dude, Clyde, he's a god apparently. He can do whatever he wants. So, basically the reveal is, like how Clyde is actually killing all these people is, there are a series of tunnels within warehouses that Clyde owns all over the place, right? That Jamie Foxx discovers. And one of the tunnel digs right into the solitary confinement chamber that Clyde is in. Clyde wanted to be there because he knows how to get out through tunnels. And these tunnels have everything. Weapons, disguises, all this shit. So Clyde has been disguising himself as multiple people and escaping from prison without anyone knowing from underground. Okay? He's a smart motherfucker. He's been planning this for 5 years. Okay? All these tunnels. And his ultimate goal is he's going to take a bomb and blow up City Hall with the mayor and all of her politicians in it, destroying the last vestige of corruption of these law officials. That's his goal. Okay. Now we get to the fucking ending, guys. This is this thing. I don't know what to say about this. So I'll just say this. Nick, he finds the bomb, okay? And then he turns the tables on Clyde, enters into Clyde's cell, places the bomb under Clyde's bed without him knowing, and it kills Clyde, okay? Clyde dies. Everyone hates this ending. Jamie Foxx literally blows up an entire wing of the prison in the course of killing Clyde. Okay? So is this a shit ending? This is an ending. I skip this ending whenever I watch this movie. I can watch this movie for the first two acts, and then the third act I'm just like, I can't do this. Because there's a balance that people need to strike between liking a character and also believing what would actually happen. Is this a shit ending? Well, apparently the original ending was Clyde was supposed to win. But there's a lot of drama. Apparently the writer's room had to be fired or whatever. They left because they weren't getting paid, and the producers had to write a lot of stuff last second. And Jamie Foxx had a lot of opinions about how it should end. And a decision was made to flip it so that Nick's character, Jamie Foxx, the protagonist, would win. And the bad guy, Clyde, would lose. Okay? Somewhere, Clyde was supposed to win, and they changed it. And a lot of people hate that because we want Clyde to win. And we don't think there's a way that Nick should win this. It's not even a matter of could he win. It's a matter of should he, morally. Because this movie kind of tries to wrap everything in a nice bow, and it doesn't work, okay? So, in my opinion, Clyde had to die. He was about to commit a full-out terrorist attack, okay? And he is the antagonist of this movie, whether we like it or not. He's a character that we root for so much that when he dies, we feel bad, but we gotta separate our emotions. I think he had to die. The problem is, they didn't do it right at all. First off, there's no way he would be outsmarted by Nick like this. There's no way he wouldn't know where his own bomb is. He would have contingencies, either a tracker or something that could make him figure out, okay, when's the bomb going off? Where is it? Where's the location? There's no way Nick could have snuck into his chamber in the speed of light, by the way. Nick appears there like the Flash. There's no way that would have ever happened. This dude is too smart. Second of all, Nick says, Gerard Butler's there, and Nick has the bomb underneath his bed. And he's like, I don't make deals with murderers anymore, Clyde. Sorry. Now you choose not to make deals with murderers. Even though you were defending this piece of shit the entire time, making a deal with him. Okay, I get it. Clyde was about to commit a terrorist attack. You gotta do what you gotta do. But he takes a moral high ground. saying, his arc completes here where he says, I'm done making deals with murderers. I'm no longer that selfish guy who only cares about his conviction rate. We're supposed to buy this? That you're taking a moral high ground now and the film is putting you in a higher moral pedestal than this guy? He's a false hero. And the film, don't make no mistake, the film does try to make him the hero. That's one of the last minute writing decisions they made to turn it. And it fails miserably. There's no way we're liking this guy anymore after what he just did. He's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. And not to mention he blows up an entire wing of the prison. The fuck? And then at the end, we're seeing him watch his daughters play. Now this is another thing of his arc. He had no time for his daughter throughout the movie and it's ruining his family life. But now he's making time, right? So we're seeing him improve as a character. Only problem is we don't like him anymore. Like, he has a facial expression that maybe he's guilty about what he did and maybe he understands Clyde's motivations, but they don't lean into it enough. They still try to make him a false hero. It sucks. It's the worst part of the movie because we no longer like the protagonist that they're shoving in our face. We liked Clyde. Now, there's a way to fix this, okay? There's a way to fix this. Jamie Foxx shouldn't plant a bomb and kill Clyde and destroy the entire prison. First of all, did they even have time to evacuate the prison before he did this? And how much money did he just gone out the window because he did that? It's stupid. That should not be the way he takes Clyde out. He should just straight up take a gun out, being as desperate as he is. Remember, they can't find the bomb. I think Clyde should have succeeded in bombing City Hall. Maybe they escaped with the mayor. Maybe they saved the mayor's life, but they can't stop the bomb from killing everyone else, right? That's how it should have happened. Nick, out of anger, pulls a gun on Clyde. He says, you can't fight fate, dog. He shoots. Let's say he shoots Clyde. So Clyde is bleeding out, almost about to die. But Clyde says, congratulations, Nick. As he's going, congratulations, Nick. You're one of us now. And Nick is just standing there with blood on his hands, literally, saying, oh, fuck. You know, like, I guess I am. Some line like that. It doesn't have to be those exact dialogue, but that's exactly how it should be. We need to buy that Nick feels really shitty about what he did and that he has lost. He lost the moral battle. This movie tried to make us think he won. No. He lost. Now, yes, in this movie, in the original ending, he does lose the moral battle in a way because he does end up killing Clyde regardless, but they don't lean into it enough. We need to really see Gerard Butler dies with a smile. Whereas Nick, he has to suffer the consequences of what he's just done. And this shot, the final shot of the movie, has more weight to it now because now we see the true guilt on Nick. He regrets everything he's done. He regrets that he has to turn into a monster to beat Clyde, therefore proving that this legal system is a sham, that the law didn't help. He had to take matters in his own hands with a gun. So Clyde was proven right the entire time. If they just made that one change, it would have been so much better. This movie's opening, the kill of the family, murdering all of them in front of us, is brilliant because it positions Clyde as the guy we root for no matter what. But the problem is it backfired on them because when Clyde loses and you try to make someone else the protagonist, the false hero, Jamie Foxx, we don't like them. We don't like Jamie Foxx. We wanted Clyde to win. So now whatever you did in the ending, it's overshadowed by how brutal this opening was and how much we feel pity for this character. And I also think Jamie Foxx is miscast as his character. He's good in the role. He's a great actor. You have to really buy his emotions at the end. And I don't know why. Something about Jamie Foxx in this character, he's like, he has the ego. He has the cockiness that you need. But I think he was miscast. I think if they had a different actor, it also could have made the ending a bit better. But regardless, no matter what, you were fucked when you had this opening. Because this opening puts us on Clyde's side for the entire movie. And if you're going to kill Clyde, you need to give us a reason to think that the other character really needed to do it. And you need us to buy that character has lost the battle and that Clyde won, therefore making us feel better about the ending. That would have made the ending less divisive, and it would have made this movie almost perfect. Okay? Those are my thoughts on Law Abiding Citizen. I think this dude should play the Punisher, honestly. At some point, he should have been the Punisher. It's a crime that he never got to play that role. Gerard Butler has one of the most... He's immortal in terms of his career. He's in movies all the time. If you want to know my thoughts on who the best Punisher in live action is, watch this video here.